Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence. And today, we are commemorating and celebrating 76th Republic Day and also 75 years of Indian Republic anniversary, and also United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and Viksit Bharat at 2047 in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India, Sri Research Institute, Center for Art, Sciences and Health as part of awareness and campaigns, along with national and international fraternity. We wish you all a happy 76th Indian Republic Day. And before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
So with the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions and commemorations. As we were preoccupied with various other activities, we could not reach out to more people. On this occasion, we also have announced to organize Rangoli competitions and various other competitions. So if anyone is interested and prepared, you can go ahead, share your details in chat box if you are interested in presenting as well. So you can go ahead for the presentations by sharing your details in the chat box. We will invite you one by one. Otherwise, what we will do, most probably at the end of this month, on last day or last before day, we'll have, or any convenient day, if that is a working day, we will see the responses based on that. Otherwise, we'll have one day, or otherwise on 2nd February, we will have the competition. The same event will be planned on 2nd, that is Sunday, so that everyone can take part. Those who have registered, we will send you an email. So those who are unable to present today, and we also could not circulate or share the information to that extent. So we can have today also, as well as on the upcoming Sunday at 6 p.m. So today is a great day for all of us, as today it's time to remember the day where we got our constitution adopted. And this is a day to be cherished and to be celebrated and commemorated. Republic Day marks the adoption of the India's constitution and the country's transition to a republic on January 26, 1950. Every year, the celebrations marking the day feature spectacular military and cultural pageantry. In New Delhi, Armed Forces personnel march along the Kartavya Path in an elaborate display of military might. The epic show of Kartavya Path eclipses everything else happening across the country on this auspicious day. The celebrations inaugurated with a grand parade are held in the capital in every state and union territory and also in the nation, especially the capital of the nation, New Delhi, from Raisina Hill near the Rashtrapati Bhavan, President's House, along with Kartavya Path, past India Gate and onto the historic Red Fort. On this day, ceremonious parades take place at the Kartavya Path, which is performed as a tribute to India, its unity in diversity, and its rich cultural heritage by the states of India by building beautiful tableaus. The theme for the tableau at the Republic Day Parade 2025 has been decided as Swarnam Bharat, Viksit or Vikas. So, on this day, let's all participate, celebrate on the occasion of 76th Republic Day and do our bit to strengthen India's republic and democratic values. So soon, we'll also launch a quiz competition on Republic Day, where upon filling up the quiz, submitting your quiz, you will also be able to get the certificate. You can see the quiz on the website. Hope you all are aware of the links where all the quizzes are available year-wise. So instead of 2024, you can just replace 4 with 5 and you will be able to see the 2005 years quizzes online on the website. You can still attempt if those who have not attempted quiz, even earlier quizzes are also kept open. So you can submit them as well until the next same series quiz is available. So as of now, as you all know, this month we are celebrating Animal Festival, Cattle Festival, Harvest Festival, and Farmer Festival, and so on. So we have quiz related to animals, cattle, and so on, which is live. You can fill up the quiz, which is online and active. And in the first week of February, all the certificates pertaining to that quiz for the first phase will be released. Accordingly, every month or based on the number of entries in a periodic manner, the quiz certificates will be released and updated in the drive. So you can continue filling up and submitting the quiz around the year. So whenever there are sufficient minimum routine that is taken up, at that time we will be updating the certificates in Google Drive accordingly. So you can check monthly once if your certificate is not updated, so that in the next update, if you have completed all the formalities, you can get your certificate for all quizzes. So there is no much greater formalities involved. You just need to fill all your details correctly and attempt the quiz and submit it. And afterwards, visit the website. On the website, you will find a link, Google Drive link, from where you can download your certificates. So Let's move ahead with the quiz. Details being informed, we'll move on to today's commemorations. Today, as we are celebrating Indian Republic Day, nation welcomes the day with a parade and a tribute to the Indian Armed Forces. Special celebrations on the occasion as vital as it is on this day that the Indian Constitution was finalized and India would not be a great country it is today without its Constitution. So, to become a prosperous nation, India went through various trials and hardships before it reached a point where freedom was provided to the citizens. And it all started since the country faced many struggles. It was a matter of great pride when the Constitution was formed in 1950. This is the day that is celebrated today as Republic Day. From being ruled by great sages and over the period of time later by various British being controlled by them before pre-independence. It all started in 1947 when India gained freedom from the British Empire. In November 1947, a draft of the Constitution was developed and submitted to the Constituent Assembly. However, it took the Assembly over 2 years of discussions and modifications before the Constitution was finalized. The sessions held were open to the public. Furthermore, the Assembly adopted the Constitution on November 26, 1949, but did not come into effect immediately. The documents that established the Charter were signed on January 24, 1950, and the Constitution officially came into effect for the nation on January 26, 1950. This was also the day when the first ever president, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, began his term when the Constitution came into effect. It also replaced the Government of India Act established as a democratic republic. Public Day is celebrated to mark the day when democracy and justice were chosen to run the nation. It is the rule of law that is missing in many countries that are run by dictators. So the British Raj started in 1858 and the British ruled since then for almost 200 years. So the anti-British civil disobedience campaign was launched by Mahatma Gandhi, by an influential leader in 1922. The British rule ends and the partition leads to creation of Pakistan, partition of the subcontinent in 1947. The first general elections are held in India in 1952, counting every vote. The President of India hoists the flag along with all the authorities, dignitaries, officials at various designated places, famous freedom fighters such as Mahatma Gandhi, social reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy and B.R. Ambedkar are considered to have planted seeds of democracy in the modern India. Of course, it doesn't mean that there was no democracy in India. Even before the word democracy was invented, democracy was there, pre-existing, even before any constitution written on the planet. That was in the form of kings and kingdoms, where dharma was followed through dharma shastras and various other scriptures. So the modern India, or for the modern and contemporary world, Constitution serves as an important document. for each nation. As a republic state is one where the nation is ruled by the representative of the citizens. So this is the best way to relax yet feel the love for the nation. At the same time, in the evening, select at least 5 patriotic movies if you are a binge watcher that will have you feeling inspired. Binge watch patriotic movies. Select your own language, whatever it is. Announce a decoration contest or rangoli or cultural programs or anything in your community where the most patriotic looking house wins. So this way, all the neighbors in your area will participate in decorating their houses with the color of the Indian flag. So the Indian Constitution includes 1,17,369 handwritten words, which is the longest constitution in the world. Each page of the Indian Constitution is decorated by artists, by a work of art. Over 2,000 amendments were made to the draft, debating for the perfect constitution. India's constitution does not allow dual citizenships. We all are citizens of one nation, of all states. So a citizen can, by his choice, stay at any part of the country. Unlike US, where you need to take citizenship from different states where you are living or state. The patient constituent assembly, it took 4 years to write the constitution. Republic Day needs to be celebrated to remind people of the efforts that went into the creation of the Constitution. It is a landmark day in history and provides numerous educational lessons for the youth. Without law and order, as well as a system of justice, the entire country would fall apart. Republic Day serves as a reminder that fighting for justice is an important cause and fate of a nation depends on it. It celebrates democracy. Republic Day of India also commemorates the importance of democracy. This is essential as numerous countries in the past have suffered under military rule, and we must ensure every country remains on the path of democracy. This is the only way the world will be able to avoid human rights violation. So let's offer tributes to all the souls who have fought for the independence. And today we are enjoying the independence and also equal and equity features of the Constitution. Today is also commemorated as International Day of Clean Energy on 26 January every year. With the theme Clean Energy for All, energy lies at the core of the double challenge, leaving no one behind and protecting the planet, and clean energy is crucial to its solution. In a world grappling with climate change, clean energy plays a vital role in reducing emissions and can also benefit communities lacking access to reliable power sources. Still today, 685 The connection between clean energy, socio-economic development, and environmental sustainability is crucial in addressing issues faced by vulnerable communities worldwide. For population without clean energy access, the lack of reliable power hinders education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. And many of these developing regions still rely heavily on polluting fossil fuels for their daily life, perpetuating poverty. If current trends continue by 2030, around 1.8 billion people will still use unsafe, unhealthy, and inefficient cooking systems such as burning wood or dung. Although this situation has generally been improving, the most recent figures show that the number of people without electricity actually increased by 10 million in 2022 as population growth outpaced progress. The world is not on track to achieve Sustainable Development Goal 7, SDG 7, which aims to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable. And it is very much necessary for our planet by adopting clean energy is integral to the fight against climate change. As over 75% of the global greenhouse gas emissions comes from burning fossil fuels for energy. Polluting fuels for cooking cause polluting fuels for cooking cause 3.2 million premature deaths annually. Clean cooking can prevent many of these. Every dollar one, or every $1 invested in renewables create 3 times more jobs than in the fossil fuel industry. A large chunk of the greenhouse gases that blanket the earth and trap the sun's heat are generated through energy production. By burning fossil oil, the science is clear. To limit climate change, we need to end our resilience on fossil fuels and invest in alternative sources of energy that are clean, accessible, affordable, sustainable, and reliable. Renewable energy sources, which are available in abundance all around us, provided by the sun, wind, water, waste, and the heat from there, are replenished by nature and emit little to no greenhouse gases or pollutants into the air. At the same time, improving energy efficiency is key to using less energy for some out through more efficient technologies in transport, building, lighting, and appliances sectors, for instance, saves money, cuts down on carbon pollution, and helps ensure universal access to sustainable energy for all. So, the International Day of Clean Energy on 26 January was declared by the General Assembly Resolution 327 as a call to raise awareness and mobilize action for a just and inclusive transition to clean energy for the benefit of the people and the planet. 26 January is also the founding date of International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, a global intergovernmental agency established in 2009 to support countries in their energy transitions, serve as a platform for international cooperation, and provide data and analysis on clean energy technology, innovation, policy, finance, and investment. The UN Climate Action Team has got you covered. So discover what renewable sources are on this day and 5 reasons why you should transition to a clean energy and 5 ways to jumpstart the renewable energy transition. UN Energy seeks to support countries in achieving SDG 7 by enhancing coordination and collaboration among more than 30 UN entities and partners that work on various aspects of energy. It backstops over 2000 energy compacts by which governments, business, and civil society organizations have committed over $1.4 trillion in finance and investment for sustainable energy through 2030. If you look at few case studies, hundreds in Uganda making life brighter with solar energy, hundreds of millions of people do not have access to electricity, seriously hampering their ability to improve their developmental prospects. In Arua, North Uganda, where employment rates are low and poverty is high, the UN is supporting a company that is providing pay as you go solar energy services, putting the benefits of electricity in reach of villagers who would otherwise never be able to afford it. Breaking through the darkness, light is not only light, it is life and a better life for us here, said Chuang, the chief of Tai Pai Bai village in Lao Pdian. His village has recently reached a life-changing milestone. For the first time ever, the community has reliable access to electricity and it's renewable. Renewable energy boosts safety of UN peacekeepers. The shift to green energy in the field is not just about environment footprint, as it helps to protect peacekeepers by reducing the need to transport fuel on dangerous roads and by withstanding fuel shortages. Solar Cooperative brings light and development to refugees in Ethiopia, the nearest national electric grid to Ethiopia's Melkadita refugee camp is more than 200 kilometers away. Yet there is power, there is light, and there is opportunity. It all started with a visionary partnership between the private sector, host communities, and refugees. Last year, Cyclone Freddy, the longest lasting tropical storm ever recorded worldwide, prompted the government of Malawi to declare a state of disaster in March 2020. Now the country is setting the course for climate resilient development and providing a model for other nations to follow. The UN is helping to ensure that developing countries benefit from clean energy. In Madagascar, a promising initiative is showing the potential of clean electrification to change process. So today, on this occasion, where we are also talking about SDG 7, affordable and clean energy, to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Clean energy is critical to achieving SDG 7 and many more other global goals, reducing poverty, improving health, and promoting sustainable growth. We need clean energy for climate protection. Over 75% of the global greenhouse gas emissions come from burning fossil fuels for energy. Renewable energy is growing rapidly, but the shift must accelerate to meet the climate goals. At COP28, countries agreed to triple renewable energy capacity and double at COP29. Richer countries pledge $300 billion annually to help the poorer nations transition, aiming for $13 trillion per year by 2030. Prosperous and just economies. Every $1 invested in renewables create 3 times more jobs than in the fossil fuel industry. By 2030, transitioning to clean energy could create 14 million jobs, offering a projected by 2030, transitioning to clean energy could create 14 million jobs, offsetting a projected loss of 5 million jobs in the fossil fuel industry. Renewable energy investments need to reach 54 trillion per year by 2030, with the net zero efforts projected to save $4.2 trillion annually and deliver $26 healthy people and healthy planet. Polluting fuels for cooking causes 3.2 million premature deaths annually. Clean cooking can prevent many of this. Air pollution from fossil fuels causes 6 million deaths annually and harms ecosystems. Nearly 1 billion people rely on the health facilities with unreliable or no electricity. Solar electrification is addressing this in off-grid clinics, promoting gender equality and better education. Clear energy reduces time spent collecting fuels, giving women more opportunities for education and economic participation. Women are increasingly seen as leaders in the clean energy transition. Over 186 million children attended schools without electricity. Solar, solar panels are being installed, especially in Africa, where only 31% of the primary schools have power. So, what is renewable energy? We have seen renewable energy is energy derived from natural sources that are replenished at a higher rate than they are consumed. Sunlight and wind, for example, are such sources that are constantly being replenished. Renewable energy sources are plentiful and all around us. Fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas, on the other hand, are non renewable resources that take hundreds and millions of years to form. Fossil fuels were burned to produce energy, cause harmful greenhouse gas emissions such as carbon Renewables are now cheaper in most countries and generate 3 times more jobs than fossil fuels. So, common sources of renewable energy include solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, hydropower, ocean energy, bioenergy, and so on. So renewable energy sources are all around us. Renewable energy is cheaper. Renewable energy is healthier. Renewable energy creates jobs, and renewable energy makes economic sense. About 7 trillion was spent on subsidizing the fossil fuel industry in 2022, including through explicit subsidies, tax breaks, and health and environmental damages that were not priced into the cost of fossil fuels. In comparison, about $4.5 trillion a year needs to be invested in renewable energy until 2030, including investments in technology and infrastructure. To make renewable energy technology a global public good, improve global access to components and raw materials, level the playing field for renewable energy technologies, shift energy subsidies from fossil fuels to renewable energy, triple investments in renewables through all these measures and many more. We can jumpstart the renewable energy transition now. So 24th, recently 2 days back, we also commemorated International Day of Education on 24th January with the theme Artificial Intelligence, AI and Education, Human Agency in an Automated World. Under the theme AI and Education, Preserving Human Agency in a World of Automation, the 2025 International Day of Education encourages reflections on the power of education to equip individuals and communities to navigate, understand, and influence technological advancement. As computer and AI driven systems become more sophisticated, the boundaries between them leadership is essential for quality education, seen as the most important factor influencing learning outcomes. Effective leadership occurs at various levels, including within schools and in government. The latest edition of the examines the Global Educational Monitoring Report, Requirements for Good Educational Leadership, highlighting how they differ across countries and change over time. It explores the visions driving leadership practices that lead to improved education outcomes and the impact of external social, cultural, and governance factors of effective leadership. Education is a human right, a public good, and a public responsibility. The United Nations General Assembly proclaimed 24 January as the International Day of Education in celebration of the role of So education is a human right. Education is key to sustainable development. There are various challenges in achieving universal education, as education offers children a ladder out of poverty and a path of promising future. But about 244 million children and adolescents around the world are out of school. 617 million children and adolescents cannot read and do basic math. Less than 40% of the girls in sub Saharan Africa compete. Today, we are also commemorating International Environmental Education Day, which falls on January 26, which is observed all over the world in the hopes of improving the relationship between our fellow humans and nature itself. It seeks to identify and find solutions to certain environmental issues, both globally and locally. With this, a collective and effective process is made available to reach more like-minded people who want to make difference for. So with this, a collective and effective process is made available to reach like-minded people who want to make a difference on the world itself. Aside from just discussing these issues, the main goal of this day and for this day is to bring about awareness of the motivation to continue to this endeavor, on this endeavor. Once this has been achieved, motivation to act with the right forward thinking and knowledge can bring about a sustainable change for today and future generations as well. So you can find a list of scholarships to enhance the effect on this journey. So on January 26th of every year, International Environmental Education Day is celebrated and utilized to be the day of support and service to our Mother Nature. This day is an opportunity to assert and analyze the issues and questions that pertain to helping the environment, especially the world that we currently live in, reminds us to understand and acknowledge the independence. This day dates back to June 1972. The United Nations held a conference in Stockholm, Sweden on human environment. At this conference, it was discussed that such a common principles and standards should be followed so that we can preserve and improve environment today. Following that, many countries gathered in the International Workshop on Environment held in Belgrade, wherein the Belgrade Charter was published to illustrate the essential demands of environmental education. It's wonderful to know that people have congregated and taken the time to bring forth awareness to themselves and others as well as, but some people are unaware of the skeptical. For this reason, this day is so significant and favorable to all mankind. Sustainable development, as they say, is the way to meet people's current needs and without compromising the capacity of future generations. It is beneficial to us human beings to protect the environment because this entails our survival and well-being. This is a day wherein we get to celebrate, learn about, and help our planet health. Some types of environmental education are geology, chemistry, aquatic science, marine biology, and so on. We get to bring awareness, think, act in harmony with the environment today and every day. It's so important that not only to know about, but also to understand the causes and effects of climate change. To make a change, we must first learn the root causes and origins of the state of our environment today. Join events that promote environment, online or offline, like ours or many others organized on this occasion. So you can always start on your own, however small, and still be able to improve the environment, whether it may be carpooling, recycling, or carrying your own water bottle. It's still a step towards the betterment of our surroundings using public transport. On January 26, 2023, it will be 51 years since the first very conference for this day. So the United Nations General Assembly in 2002 proclaimed the years 2005 to 14 as a decade of learning for sustainable development to be observed by all member states. So the day is intended to remind people of the necessity to act under the fundamental principles of protecting the environment. And earlier, it was celebrated on October 14th, but now it's celebrated in January 26th. So, in the meeting, the Stockholm Declaration was adopted, which included 26 principles regarding the environment and sustainable development in June 1972. So, the environment is promoted and people feel motivated to learn more and do something to help. It's so humbling to realize that Earth is a beautiful place and one should not be exploiting and should be preserved. Once we are more aware what we can do, we can take steps to act according to the benefits of the environment. It's always good to convince others, but it's more meaningful when we walk the talk and follow by ourselves. As there is independence between man and the environment, it does us more good to connect and come up with the solutions to the issues for environment faces. So today is also commemorated as International Customs Day, celebrated on January 26th every year. and was initiated by World Customs Organization, in short known as WCO, in 1983. This day celebrates all the custom officials and agencies that toil today, day in and day out, to ensure effective world trade management. The officials also ensure the smooth functioning of trade operations across international borders and put people at very center of the transformation process. Each year, the day also follows a new theme like customs bolstering recovery, renewal, and resilience. So the officials also ensure the smooth functioning of trade operations across the international borders and put people at very center of the transformation process. Each year, the day also follows a new theme like customs bolstering recovery, renewal, and resilience for a sustainable supply chain, or customs fostering sustainability for people, prosperity, and the planet. Every country has a customs authority responsible for collecting tariffs and overseeing the import and export of goods. Every country has its own laws regarding what goods you can bring into the country and what you can send out. All of this falls under the jurisdiction of the Customs Authority. The World Customs Organization, WCO in short, is an intergovernmental organization that oversees the different customs administrations related to international trade. In 1948, the Committee of European Economic Cooperation formed a study group called the European Customs Union Study Group, ECUSG, to research and possibility of creating one more inter-European customs unions. This led to the formation of the Customs Cooperation Council, CCC, in 1952 to improve the efficiency of customs administrations worldwide. On January 26, 1953, the inaugural session of the CCC took place and 17 founding members participated. The organization created the International Customs Day in 1983 after many decades of growth and expansion outside Europe. The CCC became a global organization and was renamed the WCO in 1990. The headquarters of the WCO is in Brussels, Belgium. Since its inception, the WCO has helped set standards for efficient custom administration worldwide. They have helped develop and implement various customs systems and procedures. WCO has helped set standards for efficient custom administration worldwide. They have helped develop and implement various custom systems and procedures that guarantee our security. They also have developed and subsequently managed a harmonized commodity description and coding system, an international standard qualification system for various commodities. The organization has helped administer the World Trade Organization policies while ensuring safe and secure international trade across global societies, helping legitimate international trade. So products made from sea turtles are prohibited according to the US Customs Authority. Products made from sea turtles are prohibited from being exported and imported into the United States and across most of the world. 98% of the world trade is managed by these customs as the World Customs Organizations help administer more than 98% of the world trade. Currently, the organization members represent 182 countries with a global membership. The WTO, World Trade Organization, which was formed in 1995, governs trade and looks after our international trade rules and regulations beyond tariffs and customs. International Customs Day has different themes each year, including customs fostering sustainability for people, prosperity, and planet, smart borders, and custom bolstering, recovery, renewal, and resilience, and so on. So this day reminds us of the customs officials that work tirelessly to ensure a secure administration. It is also important to be grateful for their efforts. So International Customs Day celebrates the many transactions and international trade across borders. These transactions helps the global economy thrive. This week is also commemorated as Kiss a Shark Week. And various other commemorations. We'll quickly look at before we invite for presentations. Today, we have one more important day also being commemorated, that is World Leprosy Day, which is commemorated on January 26th every year or observed on the last Sunday in January annually, which aims to create awareness about a disease that many people believe to be extinct, especially in developed countries. Leprosy, also called as Hansen's disease, is an infectious disease caused by a specific type of bacteria that targets the human body's nervous system. It generally affects the hands, feet, and face. It is believed to spread through extensive exposure to the bacteria causing it. The day aims to not only educate people about the disease, but to draw attention to those affected by it. Leprosy is a long-term bacterial infection that can lead to permanent and irreparable damage to the nerves, respiratory tract, skins, and eyes. The condition causes loss of sensation in the affected areas. Often the afflicted person cannot sense pain in the affected area, leading to neglect towards injuries or unnoticed wounds and resulting in the loss of limbs. An infected person may experience other indications such as muscle weakness and poor eyesight. The disease, also called Hansen's disease, named after the Norwegian doctor Gerhard Henrik Armer Hansen, who is known for identifying the bacteria that causes leprosy. To create awareness about the disease, especially its socio-economic ramifications, French philanthropist Raoul Follery established World Leprosy Day in 1954. In India, the day is observed on January 30, the death anniversary of the Apostle of World Peace, Mahatma Gandhi, to respect his unflinching compassion for people afflicted with this disease. Although easily curable today and rare in developed countries such as in US, the disease is surrounded by stigma. This is true especially in India, Brazil, and Indonesia, where the maximum number of cases are found. Infected people are often discriminated against and ostracized, leading to lack of access to appropriate medical care, treatment, and even denial of basic human rights. Since leprosy massively affects the underprivileged sections of the world's population, the world is beginning to conveniently forget about the disease. World Leprosy Day aims to increase public awareness of leprosy to enable people to seek treatment and live live a life of dignity. Globally, an estimated 2 to 3 million people live with disabilities caused due to this disease, leprosy-induced disabilities. In 2019, nearly 15 children were diagnosed with Hansen's disease. In 2018, cases were reported from more than 120 countries, with 80% of them emanating from India, Brazil, and Indonesia collectively. The United States sees roughly 150 to 200 cases in a year, as reported by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. California, Arkansas, New York, Florida, Hawaii, Louisiana, and Texas report the most cases in the US in 2018. To eliminate social discrimination of afflicted people, it is important to create more awareness. The social discrimination of those who are infected has to be weeded out to allow patients to live with dignity. It is crucial to spread awareness about leprosy for this reason, and World Leprosy Day provides a platform for creating an inclusive society that treats the afflicted with the respect they deserve. To spread awareness about the treatment for leprosy can be cured with antibiotic treatment. However, most patients come from impoverished backgrounds and do not have the means to access treatment. Also, the stigma attached to the condition dissuades people from seeking treatment for the disease. The day helps make people aware that leprosy can be treated. There are too many misconceptions harbored by society about leprosy. Many people feel the digits of a person affected by leprosy just fall off one day. Others feel that disease is transmitted by sitting next to or shaking hands with an infected person. These myths can be busted on World Leprosy Day so that people living with leprosy receive an equal opportunity to shine in the society. So today is also commemorated as Toad Hollow Day of Encouragement in US. Ralph C. Morrison, the storyteller in Edward, created this day by using the words Toad Hollow in his stories after reading about the name of an old school called Toad Hollow Country School that one of his students previously attended. Toad Hollow fascinated him and it became frequent feature in his stories. Morrison believed that every day is a good day to spread kindness and to do good in the world. The Toad Hollow Day of encouragement was born out of an attempt to share kindness, resources, and skills. Today is also commemorated as National Spouse Day in US. There is only one worldwide day that gives couples a chance to spoil each other, to take time out of their busy schedules, and to tend their love. It's a chance to celebrate your spouse and show your better half that you are indeed appreciated. Let's admit, sometimes married couples need reminders to leave the hamster wheel that is everyday life. January 26th, however, is a remedy to all couple woes, though the day is named National Spouse Day and seemingly refers to the married couples only. Nowadays, this day can be linked to many people who are not married. What better than feeling appreciated by your soulmate? So let's celebrate happiness on this love-filled day. Today is also commemorated as National Green Juice Day. In US, health and food drink producer Evolution Fresh started National Green Juice Day as a way of encouraging those who made a New Year's resolution to stay healthy or get healthy. This organization suggests consumers drink green juices to promote good health. Green juices consist of a variety of pressed vegetables and fruits, making them a healthy alternative to other foods. So on January 26, Evolution Fresh partners with HelloFresh to provide home delivery of fresh green juices. So remember all those times mom said, eat your veggies. Green juices are a healthy alternative to soft drinks and other sugary drinks. They are rich in antioxidants, including vitamin C and E. Leafy green juices are also excellent sources of amino acids. Fruit and veggie drinks come in a whole variety of flavors, and they are surely one that you will find delicious and tasty. They are more than just broccoli or Brussels sprouts in a blender. Today is also commemorated as Lotus 123 Day in US, which is celebrated annually on January 26, commemorates the release of the best spreadsheet program to grace the market. Lotus software took the personal PC world by storm and changed the way people calculated everything. This was a must-have office software that paved the way for other spreadsheets. You may have even heard some like Microsoft Excel, Star Office, Open Office, and so on. So today it's a day to celebrate Lotus 123's birthday and ease it brought to most individuals' work life. It is also commemorated as Dental Drill Appreciation Day in US, which is an annual event that is celebrated on January 26th. Few patients would think that the dental drill should be celebrated. And it is a fact, however, that over the years the device has become increasingly sophisticated, accurate, and efficient. As a result, dentists can carry out procedures in less time and by subjecting their patients to less distress than in earlier times. The modern drill is also minimizes the damage to the surrounding teeth and gums when carrying out any dental procedure. Researchers continue to invest time in developing even more advanced dental drills so that dental treatments can become truly pain free. Today is also commemorated as Australia Day to celebrate all the things about the land down under on January 26th, as more than 20 lakh Aussies in their festivities observing the anniversary of the country's settlement in 1788. Australia is widely deemed as a great place to live and a top travel destination. There is much to learn and appreciate about the oldest, driest, and flattest inhabited country in the world. Serving as a day of national unity and the largest annual civic event in the country, Australian Day is filled with variety of community and family traditions and presentation of national awards and welcoming of the new Australian citizens. However, not all Australians feel the same about this day. Indigenous Australians have long referred to this date as Invasion Day or National Day of Mourning in protest of the arrival of British peoples. Some still observe counter celebrations, and the day has sparked a controversial debate. In 1938, William Cooper, a member of the Aboriginal Progressive Association, declared it as a day of mourning, alluding to the annual reenactment of Philip's Land. Today is also commemorated as National College Financial Preparation Week from January 26 to February 1st in US. Navigating the cost of college education in the US can feel overwhelming, especially when many students turn to loans that can lead to long financial stress. To help ease this burden, Ben Kalb, author of the widely acclaimed book, has launched College Financial Prep Week, which takes place from January 26 to February 1st this year. This week-long initiative equips students with practical advice, insider tips, and a helpful checklist for getting their financial house in order before college begins. It's a perfect opportunity to plan ahead and start the college journey with confidence without looming financial worries. So this week is also commemorated as Children's Week in Philippines from January 26th to February 1st. Each year, the Philippines celebrates Children's Week in fourth week of January. This year, it takes place on January 26th. It's a week-long celebration of Filipino culture and values to instill these qualities in youngsters. It's a chance for Filipino cultural arts to shine as traditional folk tales and classic Filipino literature are transformed and presented in a new ways. Storytelling, live performance, movies, and other culturally intensive activities are provided for children. Any nation's main worry is usually its children because their future dreams are dependent on them. As a result, Diaz Dado Macpagal, the president of the Philippines, at that time established the last week of January as Children's Week to promote children's welfare and citizenship. So finally, this week is also commemorated as Kisse Shark Week from January 26th to February 1st in US, celebrated in the fourth film week of January. It is a 7-day affair that showcases the shark for all the right reasons. The day aims to educate people about sea creatures and promote efforts to save them. The week-long day is supported by various influential organizations and people is often paired with various shark-themed celebrations. Sharks are essentially older than dinosaurs since those guys came into the world only 200 million years ago. The reconstructed shark doesn't look much like any shark we know, but many historians believe they are the ancestors of modern shark species. Shark fossils from some 380 to 400 million years ago show us that sharks back then are identical to some existing shark species. These massive predators have always been at the top of the food chain, except for the dinosaur age when the shark took a backseat. Although the shark made it through a 5 mass extinction events, they are still near extinct today. This is primarily because we have been exploiting the seas, depleting natural resources. This is one of the reasons why this day was created to educate, protect, and conserve sharks. Every January, in the fourth full week, the US observes it's a Shark Week. It is meant to spread awareness about sharks and their various species. So you might be wondering, can you kiss a shark? Don't push your affections where they aren't wanted. Kissing sharks should be avoided at all costs. Instead, show species some love by investing in conservation efforts or simply educating people about sharks. The Discover Channel program runs annually for an entire week. It features shark-based program for the entire week. Watch a shark movie or two, binge on a few shark classics such as documentaries or movies that shed a positive light on the species. Know an aquarium or zoo that takes care of sharks, give them a visit over the Shark Week, and don't forget to take your friends and family along, as well as make it a special education event. Although kissing a shark would be great, that would require nerves of steel and expertise. So, to show sharks some love on this day, you can donate time, efforts, or financial aid to a shark cause. Sharks don't have bones, instead, they have cartilaginous tissues, that is, the clear, gristly things your ears and tips of the nose are made of. The lack of bones make them lighter and helps them be more buoyant. A shark's skin feels like sandpaper because it is made up of small teeth-like structures known as dermal denticles that point in one direction. Blue on top and snowy white at the bottom. No other shark has that brilliant blue hue. Blue sharks are blue. Flip them over and they enter a trance-like state called tonic immobility. Scientists use this flipping over technique while working on live sharks. Sharks can go into a trance and trace. They could be oviparous, that is, egg laying, or viviparous, live bearing, depending on the species of shark. So, sharks produce in different ways. So, dangerous they might be, but we have new levels of respect and adoration for the creatures who have survived 5 extinction level events. Sharks seem friendlier, but unless and until you venture into them, disturbing their peace and harmony or privacy. We never know so much about sharks, and every bit of information is a very welcome, especially if it helps us to save these fish. Sharks are a crucial part of biodiversity. They predated us and should be treated as a necessity, not as a predator. Spreading awareness can expand our understanding of these creatures, accelerating shark conservation efforts. So the last commemoration of the day, today is also commemorated as National Peanut Brittle Day. If you love the crunch that comes from a salty roasted nuts embedded in a buttery hard sugar bar and broken into multiple pieces, you'll be excited to celebrate National Peanut Brittle Day on January 26th. Filled with peanuts, almonds, or pecans, the classic candy is a timeless sweet perfection for any occasion. Peanut brittle, in its essence, is just a few core ingredients: sugar, peanut, salt, butter, and baking soda. Even without these, also with sugar and peanuts, or jaggery and peanuts, with a little bit of butter or oil or ghee, does a day task. And when these ingredients melt together in a hot oven or on a stove or a hot pan, they create an unmatched flavor that instantly makes you feel safe and at home, inspiring a slight and happy to buzz from your mouth. Simply delicious and very nutritious and good for healthy too. Provides a lot of iron and so on. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. So thank you everyone for joining us on this occasion, for being part of this occasion. And we once again wish you all happy Republic Day. So presentations as informed, we can take it. There is one request for the presentation. Okay. So we can take it up on any other day. So feel free to keep joining, continue to join. So we are a little bit busy with other works, but as soon as possible, we'll be releasing the certificates of earlier days. But ensure that you are completing all your formalities. If not, also there are forms open for you, as we have already mentioned. So those who have not completed, continue to check and complete it. So before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form that has been raised in the form of polls. See you all tomorrow at the same time. Take care. Good night.